Joined at the Carolina Tennis Center by head coach Kevin Epley. South Carolina getting ready to host Arkansas and Missouri this week in Columbia. Last week, South Carolina on the road at Tennessee and Georgia. A couple of losses there, Coach. Looked like some competitive doubles points in those matches, and then the singles that seemed to get away a little bit. Give me some overall thoughts just on those matches against Tennessee and Georgia.
Well, Tennessee, we'd been winning a lot of doubles points. We were one player down this week, so we figured it was going to be a little bit tougher, but we did have faith that if things aligned appropriately, we could get the doubles point. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We had an opportunity at 2. I think we were up 4-2 to get it. We really needed to do that. We were very competitive on the top 3 courts. We were feeling very good about 2 at Tennessee. We were getting our feet under us at 1, and Sylvia was playing great at 3. So we felt good there. But the SEC, it's the first to 4. And if your bottom 3 courts drop off quickly and you've lost a doubles point, you can't finish the match. So we were a little disappointed at the lower part of the lineup and putting in, the effort that needed to be out there. So we regrouped, got somebody else in there, and for Georgia, and we actually played pretty well against Georgia. Again, the doubles point was very, very competitive. We felt like we had our opportunities, ended up losing it in the end. So down 1-0, very competitive at 1 singles against Kat Jokic, she's not 1, she's normally 1 in the nation. You've got we had a good match at 2 with Leah Ma. We were right there in that. At 3, I think Sylvia was a little fatigued and so on, and that's a very tough spot for Georgia. We were really impressed with 5, with Anna. She came around and responded after having a bad day at Tennessee, or a not great day. So, it was a lot of little individual things that we are building on. We're still getting there. We're hoping to get Emma back so we have a full lineup. We're working hard. Today we got back into some old Gamecock favorites, stuff that built this program, golden drills, and getting acquainted with some really, really difficult stuff here in practice sessions again, and just trying to get a little bit tougher, to be honest. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the season. We got to get our confidence. I'm feeling good with Mia, feeling good with Megan. I think Sylvia, if we can get her feeling healthy, she's going to be fine. We got to get Emma and Allie feeling a little bit more confident out there. We're feeling good about Anna and our doubles point. So it's wide open. We know we can play with the best when we're firing all cylinders. We just got to get there and start firing.
Going back to that match against Georgia, you mentioned Anna. I believe she was 2 points away from winning that match. If I recall, she was up 5-3 in that second set, and I think it was 30-love too. And then it ended, and unfortunate the way that goes sometimes when the match gets clinched. That when players are losing, they're trying to get off that court as quickly as they can. Anna looked like was just about to get that thing. But how do you just feel about sort of her maybe evolution this spring? Someone who missed the fall completely, came in, and came back in January. Was injured last year, had the shoulder problem, and the beginning of this year, you were trying to, I guess, sort of sort out who that number 6 player was, and had kind of rotated things around a little bit. And it seems like Anna's maybe kind of solidifying herself now in the lineup. Just how do you feel about her play just overall, from where she started at the beginning of the spring to where she's at right now?
Well, Anna wasn't in the lineup last year, and she gets the extra year from COVID, so she's basically a freshman and just very inexperienced in her early matches. She had 4 team match points to beat Texas A&M, got a little nervous, and is learning with experience and grinding away. The big thing with her has just been buying into a game style that's going to work for her, and I don't think she really bought into it last year. And this year she's buying into it. Now it's just making it, just tweaking it and getting better, and she's working at it and getting better every week. So I would think that, yes, that's a good match against Marta. She's played 2 for them in the SEC championship match in 2019 that we played them. So, a very experienced player. She beat some of our top players in the fall. So for Anna to take her down 6-0 in the first set and so on. So Anna's improving. One of the highlights was Lindsay Talenko. She didn't win, but she was playing a top ITF kid who's in her 5th year of experience and was giving her fits, and that's really just a testament to, her putting in extra work every day. I mean, she's on the court more than anybody else on our team, and
She had a 4-3 lead, I think, in that first set too, right?
Yeah, she had a 4-3 lead. She's playing very, very simple, high percentage tennis, and she's been doing that for months and months and months, and she hasn't really deviated from that. We have a lot of girls that she's making better decisions on the court than a lot of the girls that are much more experienced, so it pays off. So she also moves very, very well. So we're starting to look at her differently, and she's definitely moving up the lineup.
I think for her too, it probably had to be, I don't know if it was maybe a dream or anything like that, but someone who's from just outside of Athens and Bogart. I mean, she's obviously familiar with that program and that town and everything. I would think it had to be kind of special for her to get to, an opportunity to get out on those courts and play a collegiate match.
Yeah, her parents were there. She's a twin. Her sister was there, and various friends from her hometown. We remembered the night before when we were deciding whether to put her in or not that she played in the fall, a young lady from Kentucky, and that was in Athens, and she actually played her very, very well. And we were thinking, this might be an opportunity for her that she would cherish. So I texted her the night before, we're thinking about putting you in, and she just said, put me in. So. She's a good kid, and a good kid, a good character that works really, really hard. We've seen it in this program many times. With Hadley, who was a walk-on that turned out being, our number one player, which nobody would have ever guessed would happen. But yeah, I don't know if that will happen with Lindsay, but we're certainly looking at her as somebody, if she stays on track, could be somebody to contend with in the future.
Well, turning our attention now to this weekend with Arkansas and Missouri, these are two teams that maybe haven't been the strongest in years past, but when you look at their results this year, Arkansas clearly has got things going in the right direction. They're 4-1 in the SEC. They've got a 4-3 win over Vandy last weekend. Missouri's played, I think, more matches than probably anybody in the conference. I think they've played just a number of double headers already this spring and have already racked up, I think, around 20 matches. Little unusual, I think, compared to the rest of the teams, but they got a lot of match play, and they've been tough. The results maybe aren't completely there for them either in the SEC, but they have played a lot of close matches. When you look ahead to this weekend, it seems like just yet again it's another tough weekend, even with teams that maybe historically haven't been strong, but it looks like that's anything but the case this year.
Yeah, well, Missouri, they've got new coaches. I mean, this is I guess she's in her 3rd year. Is that right? Things kind of bundle up, but she's got some big hitters out there in Arkansas, and they got a good energy going on. And then Missouri's got a brand new coach, and I think he's probably infused some new energy into that program. And it looks like it just based on their results. And the bottom line is this conference, is a lot about being tougher than your opponents. We had, for those years that, we got up to number 3 and we were undefeated in the SEC in the regular season, all that kind of thing, undefeated on the road. A lot of those matches were 4-3. It comes down to that last match, and, we just ended up coming on the winning end of those matches just because we were a little bit tougher down the stretch. And we've got some young girls on the team. We're trying to toughen those young kids up. I mean, that's really where we are. I mean, it's an adult dose. It's a big adjustment, and you've got to be just willing to go through so much pain to come out with wins and make sure that you're getting the ball in the court. Make sure that you're fighting. Make sure that you're playing your game and not deviating and not getting distracted. So really, it's just in a lot of ways, there's a lot of parity, and it's just a matter of who is tougher. So we're working to reclaim that, and we expect very much that both these teams will be very, very tough. We don't have this year the veneer of invincibility that we've had in the years past. People know that we've taken on some losses, but the core group of these girls, we've got the ability within us, and it's just a matter of culling it out and bringing it and having everybody on the same page and everybody healthy, and And I think we'll play better and better as the season goes on. Hopefully the W's start falling our way.
All right. Well, it looks like we got some good weather on hand coming this weekend. That's always a good thing here. So we'll look for some great tennis this weekend and check in with you again after those matches.
Thanks a lot, Matt.